way Beetrice and Charleenkaw apply their very special skills usually starts with them going to the crime scene and feeling around for a sensation or an image, the air of the past and the wind of the future. They psychically touch the area to get a sense of history. They will often, if possible, use personal items of the people involved. Charleenkaw will touch the items and understand who it belonged to and what it means. She will find the witnesses of the crime or anyone connected, and she will touch them physically to pick up the proverbial psychic scent of the events that took place. Some have called Charleenkaw the master of the touch. And clearly, she lives up to that name by touching everything and everyone around her.
Well, exactly. We're not just some kooks up the street. Like, we know what we're doing.
My phone is off the hook.
Like, all the time. Like, it's either ringing or even getting the police come to our doorways asking us to help them because they're so, like, useless without us.
Honestly. I don't think half of their murder cases would get solved if it wasn't for us.
In fact, they wouldn't even know about half their murder cases if it wasn't for us. I mean, for me, it's really started with nightmares and, sometimes I hear, the screaming in my head, and then it really just builds from there, and you can reach and you can speak with the other side, and, if you feel like you're going crazy, maybe you are, but maybe you're not. You never really truly know until you can solve a case.
And I think the way that you get from where you started to where we are now is that screaming and visions and all the things that makes you not want to sleep. But when you have someone that leads you in the right direction, then you can learn to properly hold conversations. And we've built a relationship with the police. They trust us with that evidence.
Exactly. And they're the police. You would think that they would have some level of intuition. And if you can't trust the police, what can you do?
But Charleenkaw and maybe Beetrice aren't the only psychics working in law enforcement. All over the country, the psychics are coming out of the proverbial woodwork to assist the police. Jenny Gleantooth from Kingston, Ontario, helped the local police find out why the bakeries were all burning down. And Simon Clapper from Prince George, British Columbia, was responsible for the recovery of the Prince George, British Columbia crown jewels. Barry Geetman from Whitehorse, Yukon, helped the RCMP finally solve the case of the laundry lady. With so many people with such potential psychic powers, it is little wonder that Beetrice and Charleenkaw have set up a training institute for people who may have ESP, or extrasensory perception. The group is called the Secret Society of Psychic Squires.
Yes, so we set up this group to help with people with burgeoning psychic powers to develop their skills and to help us with our investigations.
So, why the Secret Society of Psychic Squires?
Well, traditionally, psychic power would be kept a secret, so, you don't get burnt at the stake or whatever. Yeah, and, society is a group of people, and psychic because they're developing their psychic powers.
And Squires because it starts with the S sound.
Yes, Beetrice and Charleenkaw have been very helpful in helping me discover my true inner self. When they found me, I was living in a graveyard. I had no job, no money, and no home. I would wait till dark and eat the flowers people brought to their deceased loved ones. One night, I heard the voice of a deceased loved one yelling at me to stop eating their flowers, and now I'm here solving crimes.
People think we're just a bunch of mysterious kooks calling down forces from Mars. But I can assure you, we are not kooks. The kooks part is totally wrong. In fact, I'm a cook. I work at a restaurant during the day.
One time I touched a pair of pants I found on the street. I got vivid images of everything those pants had gone through. I was traumatized and ended up at the hospital. That's when Beetrice and Charleenkaw found me and rescued me. Now I can touch pants and solve mysteries instead of having a nervous breakdown.
Even Beetrice is still learning about her fledgling powers. She was not a psychic until Charleenkaw made her go on a journey through the darkest depths of her soul.
Yeah, I really wish she wouldn't have done that to me. It was horrible. In some ways, I'll never really forgive her for that weekend, and honestly, there's a lot of friends that I lost because of that I'll never be able to get back again.
But in the end, it was worth it, wasn't it? Think of all the lives that you saved and have made better since then.
Well, sometimes I hear screaming in my head.
It's the psychic energy.
The nightmares are getting worse.
Visions of the future.
God, I hope not.
Show them what else you can do.
Yes, I have discovered that I have a telekinetic power. It's actually pretty amazing, and it's super helpful for crime solving. Okay, well, usually it will bend a bit, but I don't know, I guess I'm just nervous about being on TV.
The group of people they have brought under their proverbial wing also consists of individuals with absolutely extraordinary powers.
One interesting thing Beetrice and Charleenkaw helped me to develop was the uncanny ability to know when there might be a cat nearby.
I kind of have super hearing. Like, in certain situations, I can hear what's happening probably like 30 meters away from where I'm standing.
This isn't really useful for crime fighting, but I can also make a perfect hard-boiled egg by using my psychic power.
I can turn my head into a flaming skull.
Can you show us?
I have to be really emotionally charged to do it, and I'm not emotionally charged right now.